Most people look at hard times and ask, why is this happening to me? That's the wrong question. The real question is, what is this trying to make me become? Because life doesn't throw its hardest battles at people who are already broken. It throws them at the people who have the strength to carry them, even if they don't realize it yet. Every sleepless night, every failure, every rejection, every moment you wanted to quit is shaping something inside you that comfort never could. Pressure doesn't destroy a strong person, it reveals one. Diamonds are created under pressure, and champions are built through struggle, not ease. If everything in your life feels heavy right now, maybe it's because you're being prepared to carry something much greater than you've ever imagined. The world rewards those who refuse to give up when everything tells them to stop. So don't curse your challenges. Face them. Don't run from the pain. Learn from it. Every battle you survive makes you wiser, tougher, and more dangerous than the version of yourself that existed yesterday. This moment isn't here to break you. It's here to introduce you to the person you're capable of becoming. And once you understand that, you'll stop fearing the fight and start welcoming it. Because you'll realize that every obstacle is proof you're being prepared for a future that ordinary people will never reach. There comes a moment in almost every person's life when everything seems to fall apart at once. Your plans stop working. People begin to leave, opportunities disappear, and nothing feels certain anymore. In those moments, it's easy to believe that life is unfair or that you're simply unlucky. But what if that difficult season isn't the end of your story? What if it's the beginning of the greatest transformation you'll ever experience? The hardest part of growth is that it rarely feels like progress while you're living through it. It feels like confusion. It feels like pain. It feels like failure. Yet these are often the exact conditions that force you to become stronger than you were yesterday. Nobody discovers their true strength when life is easy. You discover it when you're exhausted but refuse to stop, when you're disappointed but keep moving, and when every reason to quit is standing right in front of you. The version of you that can handle success, responsibility, and greatness cannot be created in comfort. It has to be built through challenges that demand more from you every single day. Every setback pushes you to think differently. Every obstacle teaches patience, discipline, and resilience. The pressure you're feeling today may be uncomfortable, but it's shaping your mindset in ways you can't yet see. One day you'll look back at this difficult chapter and realize it wasn't sent to destroy your confidence. It was designed to remove every weak habit, every limiting belief, and every excuse that was holding you back, leaving behind someone who is calmer under pressure, stronger in character, and ready for opportunities that your old self could never have handled. Most people think pain is a sign that something has gone wrong. The moment life becomes difficult, they assume they're on the wrong path or that the world is against them. But pain isn't always a punishment. More often than not, it's preparation. It's life forcing you to grow in ways you never would if everything stayed comfortable. Think about the strongest people you've ever met. They didn't become confident because everything worked out perfectly. They became confident because they survived moments that should have broken them. Every disappointment taught them patience. Every rejection sharpened their focus. Every failure gave them a lesson that success never could. Pain has a way of exposing your habits, your mindset, and the excuses you've been hiding behind. It strips away the illusion that talent alone is enough and reminds you that discipline is what carries you through the hardest days. When you stop treating pain like an enemy, you begin to see it differently. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You start asking, what is this trying to teach me? That single change in perspective can transform the way you face every challenge. The struggle you're experiencing today is building qualities that cannot be bought, borrowed, or taught in a classroom. It builds patience when you're forced to wait, courage when you're afraid, and resilience when every part of you wants to quit. The people who reach extraordinary heights aren't the ones who avoided pain. They're the ones who learned how to carry it without letting it destroy their purpose, using every difficult moment as another reason to become wiser, stronger, and more prepared for whatever comes next. Most people think pain is a sign that something has gone wrong the moment life becomes difficult. They assume they're on the wrong path or that the world is against them. But pain isn't always a punishment. More often than not, it's preparation. It's life forcing you to grow in ways you never would if everything stayed comfortable. Think about the strongest people you've ever met. They didn't become confident because everything worked out perfectly. They became confident because they survived moments that should have broken them. Every disappointment taught them patience. Every rejection sharpened their focus. Every failure gave them a lesson that success never could. Pain has a way of exposing your habits, your mindset, and the excuses you've been hiding behind. It strips away the illusion that talent alone is enough and reminds you that discipline is what carries you through the hardest days. When you stop treating pain like an enemy, you begin to see it differently. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You start asking, what is this trying to teach me? That single change in perspective can transform the way you face every challenge. The struggle you're experiencing today is building qualities that cannot be bought, borrowed, or taught in a classroom. It builds patience when you're forced to wait, courage when you're afraid, and resilience when every part of you wants to quit. The people who reach extraordinary heights aren't the ones who avoided pain. They're the ones who learned how to carry it without letting it destroy their purpose, using every difficult moment as another reason to become wiser, stronger, and more prepared for whatever comes next. The moment pressure enters your life, your true character begins to show. Anyone can stay positive when everything is going their way. Anyone can smile when the money is flowing, the opportunities are endless, and people are cheering them on. But when the pressure increases, when things become uncertain, that's when the difference between ordinary and extraordinary becomes impossible to ignore. Weak people see pressure as a reason to quit. They search for excuses, blame other people, and wait for someone to rescue them. They convince themselves that the challenge is too difficult instead of becoming strong enough to face it. Strong people think differently. They understand that pressure is not there to stop them. It's there to reveal what they're capable of becoming. Every difficult situation is an opportunity to build discipline, patience, and mental toughness. Instead of running from discomfort, they lean into it because they know that growth only happens outside the familiar. The strongest version of yourself will never be created by choosing the easiest path. It is created every time you refuse to give up when your mind tells you to stop. It is built every time you keep your word to yourself, even when nobody is watching. Pressure has a way of exposing every weakness, but it also gives you the chance to replace those weaknesses with confidence earned through action. Every obstacle forces you to adapt. Every setback teaches you to think differently. And every hard day strengthens a mindset you'll need for bigger opportunities. The person who learns to stay calm, focused, and determined under pressure becomes someone that challenges no longer intimidate, because they understand that every difficult moment is another chance to grow beyond the limits they once believed they had. Every challenge that enters your life is asking you a question, even if you don't hear it. It asks whether your discipline is real or only exists when life is easy. It asks whether your character stays strong when nobody is watching. It asks whether your faith remains unshaken when the outcome is uncertain. These tests don't come to embarrass you or make you suffer without purpose. They come to reveal who you truly are beneath the surface. It's easy to speak about commitment, confidence, and resilience when everything is going according to plan. The real test begins when your efforts go unnoticed, when your progress feels slow, and when you start wondering if all your hard work is worth it. Those are the moments that separate people who only talk about success from those who earn it. Your character is built by the decisions you make when giving up seems easier than continuing. Your discipline is shaped every time you choose action over excuses, even when you don't feel motivated. Your faith grows every time you keep moving forward without seeing immediate results, believing that today's effort is preparing tomorrow's opportunity. Every obstacle is an invitation to become more patient, more focused, and more determined than you were before. Instead of asking why life keeps testing you, understand that every test is strengthening a different part of you. One challenge builds your patience. Another teaches humility. Another forces you to develop courage you never knew you had. These moments are quietly transforming your mindset, teaching you to rely less on comfort and more on your inner strength until you become the kind of person who can face uncertainty with confidence, remain disciplined through hardship, and keep believing in the path even when the destination is still out of sight. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it has a hidden cost. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the easier it becomes to settle for less than you're capable of achieving. You start telling yourself that tomorrow is a better day to begin, that you'll work harder when the timing is right, or that you'll chase your goals after everything becomes easier. Those thoughts slowly turn into excuses, and excuses have a way of stealing years from your life without you even noticing. Growth has never lived in comfort. It lives in the moments that challenge you, stretch you, and force you to do things you once believed were impossible. Struggle has a unique way of shaping a person because it demands action instead of words. It teaches you discipline when motivation disappears. It teaches you patience when results take longer than expected. It teaches you courage when fear tells you to stay where it's safe. Every difficult day is training your mind to become stronger than your emotions. Every obstacle pushes you to solve problems instead of avoiding them. The people who achieve extraordinary things are rarely the ones who had the easiest journey. They're the ones who learn to embrace discomfort as part of the process. They stopped waiting for perfect conditions and started making progress with whatever they had. Every challenge became another opportunity to sharpen their mindset and strengthen their habits. The version of you that is capable of handling success, responsibility, and pressure cannot be built by choosing the easy road every single time. It is created through consistent effort, difficult choices, and the willingness to keep moving forward when comfort is calling you to stop. Because real strength is earned in the moments when you choose growth over convenience, even when nobody else sees the sacrifice. Take a moment and think about the person you truly want to become. Maybe you picture someone who is confident under pressure, disciplined enough to keep promises, respected by others, and strong enough to face any challenge without falling apart. That version of you is possible, but it doesn't appear overnight. It isn't created by reading motivational quotes or wishing for a better future. It is built through the difficult moments that most people try to avoid. Every challenge you face is shaping your mindset in ways you may not notice today. Every setback teaches you patience. Every failure teaches you responsibility. Every disappointment forces you to become emotionally stronger instead of depending on perfect circumstances. The person you dream of becoming cannot be created in a life where everything is easy. If there is no resistance, there is no reason to grow. If there are no obstacles, there is no opportunity to develop resilience. Hardship has a purpose because it demands that you become wiser, calmer, and more disciplined than you were before. Instead of asking life to remove every problem, ask yourself if you're becoming the kind of person who can solve bigger problems. That's where real transformation begins. Success is not just about reaching a destination. It's about becoming someone who deserves to stand there with confidence. Every difficult decision you make today is building habits that your future self will depend on. Every sacrifice is an investment in the person you're becoming. The strongest people are not those who are born with extraordinary talent. They are the ones who allowed every hardship to shape their character instead of breaking their spirit, choosing growth over comfort until their actions match the person they had always imagined becoming. There comes a point when thinking is no longer enough. You can spend months planning, waiting for the perfect opportunity, or hoping that one day you'll finally feel ready. But that day rarely arrives on its own. The people who transform their lives are not the ones who have no fear. They are the ones who decide that their dreams matter more than their excuses. Right now, you have a choice. You can continue running from every difficult situation, convincing yourself that life has been unfair, or you can stand your ground and face every challenge with a stronger mindset. Every battle you're avoiding today will eventually return until you find the courage to confront it. That's how life works. The lessons don't disappear just because you ignore them. They keep showing up in different forms until you become the person capable of overcoming them. Every time you choose action instead of hesitation, you build confidence that cannot be taken away. Every time you refuse to quit when things become difficult, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than your doubts. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward even when fear is standing beside you. Stop waiting for someone to save you or give you permission to chase the life you want. No one is coming to fight your battles for you. The responsibility belongs to you, and that's what makes victory meaningful. Every step you take today, no matter how small, is changing the direction of your future. The pain, the setbacks, and the uncertainty are not reasons to stop. They are reminders that you're still in the fight, still growing, still becoming stronger with every challenge you refuse to run from and every obstacle you choose to face with determination instead of fear.